Abdul Wahhab ibn Sulaiman had two sons, Muhammad and Sulaiman the Elder. Sulaiman the Elder went and studied and learned his knowledge. Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab went and studied briefly, but did not receive any teaching licenses, authorizations, or any textual authority from the scholars of his time. And he began to build his own theology and read on his own a lot. Whereas while he was doing that, Sheikh Sulaiman had been to Zubair, he'd been to Egypt, he'd been to all these other places. So Muhammad Abdul Wahhab did not come from a family of necromancers or temple dancers or prostitutes. He came from a family of people who were upon the way of Muslim orthodoxy. But he, of his choice, decided that I am going to go my own way. I'm going to devise, and the main books that he depended upon were the books of Imams Taqiyuddin ibn Taymiyyah and Ibn Qayyim al-Jawziyah. But he didn't have all of those books. He only had extracts of them. And because of that, he made a number of mistakes regarding what is shirk. He redefined shirk. He redefined la ilaha illallah. He redefined kufr. He said there are three forms of shirk when there are actually only two. Right? He made numerous egregious mistakes. And inshallah, the book Divine Lightning, which is coming in late December, inshallah, it covers these. And so it's a long read. It's 614 notes. It's 224 pages or more. But I think it's important. And people are ready to read proper knowledge, inshallah. Is there another question? Yes, brother.
You mentioned a couple of weeks ago about Brazil being discovered by Muslims. The tribe called it Brasilia.
Brazil.
And Columbus had Muslims on his ship.
Mm.
And there being signs of Islam being in America before we got there. Just wondering if there's any textual evidence you can point me towards as a reference.
Question is regarding textual evidence of Muslims arriving in the United States and being there earlier than the people that discovered it. Alhamdulillah, salatu wasalam ala rasulillah. If you can find Barry Fell's books, Fell, he goes through a great amount of documentation. Another is written by a Native American scholar, Abdul Rahim Abdul Razak, who goes into detail using manuscripts and other documents showing how many tribes and bands and subsets of the native colonies of the United States were Muslim. Another example is Robert J. Allison, who wrote The Crescent Obscured, which shows you how concerned the early colonists were with Islam in the United States before they founded as a nation. You can also look at the Continental Congress under the 1787 treaty, which allows the people of Delaware to continue practicing their religion of Mohammedanism without molestation. They broke that treaty that same year. But the fact that they were mentioned is indicative that the people there had that religion. That's just a start. There are other documents, but that's just a start of something to wet your tongue. If you could get the whole Continental Congress, which is a layout of their conquest plan of the U.S., it's several volumes thick. It's about 7 volumes long, the Continental Congress. I think you can only get it. It's like 900 pounds or something crazy like that, and it's mainly scholars and high-level historians that buy it. But if you can find it online somewhere discounted, secondhand, or the Library of Congress, who have a lot of their manuscripts online, it's an option. Yes? Yes?
What was the Arabic name for
Qarib. The Qarib. Question is, the Arabic name that was used for the people that were living there, the Qarib people, were called the Qarib people, the near, because they were near to that coast where the Brazil people had left from, so they called it the Qarib people. Yes? Is there a final question? Yes.
You mentioned Imam Barzanji. Is it the same Imam Barzanji that wrote this that book, this book of Mawlid as well.
Alhamdulillah. Question is whether the Imam al-Barzanji is the same Barzanji Imam that wrote the book on the Mawlid. Alhamdulillah. Allahu Alam. I'm not sure. Because Barzanji, there's the Imam Barzanji that knew Imam Ahmad Rada Khan. So it shows that more than one person has this name Barzanji. I would need to check the name. But this particular one is Muhammad ibn Abdul Rasul Shahruzuri al-Barzanji. If that's the same name as this author that you're making reference to, then they're the same person. But I'm not sure. Yes? So inshallah, if that's the end of it, then we will close here inshallah. And hopefully next week we'll come together and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will bless us. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك إنه غفور رحيم ولا إله إلا الله.